class, it is Miss Howard. I still miss seeing you guys, so while I'm still healing up, I'm going to go ahead and have you guys work on the next part of lines. We're going to learn about overlapping lines. This is going to cover line and space. We're not going to worry about color right now, but we will focus on lines and space and how to make our lines look like they're on top of each other. And there's some little secrets to it. So, you're going to need your piece of paper. Copy paper works just fine. And you're going to need your pencil. We're going to do a little shading. Alright, I'm going to use a marker so that you can see it, but you're going to use your pencil, and I'm going to switch to pencil when I do my shading. And then we'll also probably do some with the crayons so you get some fun colors going with it. So, let's get started. So we know there are all kinds of lines out there. In fact, we worked on horizontal lines, and you can do skinny ones, medium ones, thick ones. We worked on broken lines, wiggly lines, zigzag lines, loopy lines, stair-stepping, curved lines, spirally lines, tornadoes, wavy ones. They could even be drippy ones. If you turn it this way, they look like they're dripping. Okay. And we can use all these different lines on our overlap. But we're going to start with one of the easier ones. Right, on your piece of paper, you're going to do two lines next to each other. Right. And let's just pick a corner. One, you can actually see my pencil, and two. Okay, that's what we're going to start with. Let me do it a little bit darker so you guys can see it a little bit better. I always worry about my students in the back that are trying to see the board. Okay. Alright, no big deal. We have lines here. But we're going to make the next line look like it's under it. So here's a little trick. We can't really take this piece of paper and draw under it. So this is what us artists do. We're going to stop when we touch this line. So I'm going to do a curved line this time. So I'm going to curve, stop, jump over to the other side, and then curve till I fall off. Oops, I fell off the paper. Now I'm going to do that again, because remember, we're doing it in pairs. There should be two lines for every one we do. So I'm going to follow as close as I can, stop, jump over, and continue. Don't touch my other line. Stay close to it, but don't touch it until it goes over. Ah, so that right there is already making it look like it's underneath the first one. But here's another little secret. You can take your pencil and lay it down sideways on the tip and give it a little bit of a shadow on either side. If you want to get really tricky, then you just kind of take your finger and then erase anything you got on top. All right. And now you're starting to get, let's see if we can zoom this in once. Whoop. Oh, wow. That went big. Alright, so as you can see, we have our little shadow underneath that line. Well, let's add another one. We'll stick with these curves and straight lines, unless you want to get super fancy. And we can go under a couple of them. So I think I'm going to go to this other corner. So I'm going to start on the side here. Line, stop, jump over, line, stop, jump over, and then let it keep going till it falls off the paper. Oops, I fell off. So now I'm going to, remember, they have to have pairs. They come in pairs, they come in twos. Line, stop, jump over, line, stop, jump over, lines going, 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 going. Oops, I fell off. And now, taking your pencil, let's decide the one that's underneath. Let's add a little shadow like we did here. So we're going to need a little bit of a shadow on that side, and a little bit of a shadow on that side. And guess what? Under the curve as well. A little bit of a shadow, a little bit of a shadow. And again, if you want to get a little fancy, use your finger to kind of smooth it out a little bit. If it gets on top, give it a little erase, because you want those top ones to be nice and clean. Looking pretty cool, isn't it? Alright, so you're going to be adding all kinds of lines. Now, you can get super fancy, but you really got to be thinking about what you're doing. And you can't let your lines crisscross. So, if I want to do a wavy line, curve, stop, jump over, curve the other way, curve, curve, stop, jump over, curve, 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 wavy. Then I need to do pairs, 2, curve, stop, jump over, follow his buddy, kind of looks like a worm or a snake here, stop, jump over, and shading. Don't forget to take your pencil. This one's underneath, so give it a little shadow on this side and a little shadow on that side, and a little shadow on this side, and a little shadow on this side. Again, if you want to kind of soften it a little bit, you can always do that. And again, if it's accidentally on top, you clean those up and you're good to go. Alright, I want you to see how many lines you can do and to fill up your paper. You may go ahead and begin with your creative mind. I'll do a couple more and then I'll stop the video in case you need a few more ideas. Got my zigzags in pairs, jumping over. So don't forget, you can do your zigzag line. All right. Don't forget your shading. And of course, you can always repeat. You want to go back to a curved line. Okay. Don't forget your shading. And your shading. And play around with it and see how fancy you can make all of your lines. I hope you enjoy this project and keep filling your page with more and more and more. And I can't wait to see them. Don't forget, turn your paper over to the back and make sure that you have put your name and your teacher name on the back. Have a great time practicing your lines. Bye.